podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to ZPG Ice Maidens, the only dedicated Women's National Ice Hockey League podcast.
Part of the ZPG network of UK ice hockey podcasts.
We're in partnership with the Hockey Art Club, hockey clothing for hockey people, worn by the best
and hated by the rest.
Listen to the ZPG network.
Get a 10% discount on everything
at hockeyartclothing.co.uk.
Just enter the code ZP10 on checkout to get your discount.
We're also part of the Sports Social Podcast Network,
the biggest sports podcast network in Europe,
boasting over 450 podcasts
for more than 15 different sports.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of our PlayOff review. I hope you all enjoyed last week's edition. Coming up on this week's show, we hear who was crowned Division 1 champions, as well as hearing how the elite relegation promotion battle was settled. We also have 6 post-game interviews for you as we hear from all the teams involved. So, without further delay, let's get the show started. The final game of Friday night was the Elite PlayOff, which pitted the bottom place side from the Elite League, the Streatham Storm, against the winners of Division 1, the Swindon TopCats. The TopCats couldn't have wished for a better start when they took the lead just 53 seconds in. Ellie Wallace was sent away into the offensive zone with an Erin Roach pass. The Swindon top scorer twisted and turned the Storm defence inside out before firing home for a shock lead.
On it's in, it's Ellie Wallace with the first goal, and it's a Division 1 side who've taken the lead. Wow! Not even a minute on the clock, and Ellie Wallace doing things that only Ellie Wallace can do.
Like I said, look out for Ellie Wallace. Anytime she's on the ice, she's a big threat.
Queen Bees forward Megan Stouts joining me there in the commentary box. Things looked like they were going from bad to worse for Streatham when Chantal Eyre was called for a penalty. But Swindon's lead wouldn't last for long, and the South London side came roaring back with 2 quick goals of their own. They were level just over a minute later when, following a defensive zone draw, Jane Andrill carried the puck up the ice and into the far corner. The puck was then worked back to the low slot, but Nora Egri's clever poke check got the puck away from the lurking Viv McGee, only for it to fall into the path of Jo Lee-Hao Cheong, who had arrived into the offensive zone with pace, and her shot looped up off a Swindon stick and past a stranded Miley Easton in the TopCats goal for what was a short-handed marker. Shot comes in, and it's looped in, and they've got a short-handed goal, and they've tied it back up here, and wow, this has got the makings of a fantastic game of hockey. There's 2 minutes on the clock. A minute after that, and the Storm netted a second short-handed goal when Jamie Draisey won the puck in her defensive zone, deep the first forechecking Swindon player, took a couple of strides forward whilst going forehand to backhand, beat a second player, and no sooner had she crossed the offensive blue line, wound up a huge slap shot which sailed into the net top shelf glove side. Wines one up. And that's gone in as well. Wow, I was thinking she was going to go the exact same move what we saw before from Lee-Hao Cheong. I didn't think it would work a second time, but it just has.
I mean, Jamie's a great two-way player as well. As a defender, she knows when she should jump in.
It was an explosive start. 3 goals, a change of lead, and some unbelievable finishes, all inside the first 3 minutes. By the 9-minute mark, though, the Storm started to take control and went 3-1 ahead. Swindon were unable to clear the sustained pressure in their zone, with Isabel Whiteley's persistence seeing her dig the puck out the corner and make a play from Gretzky's office to the slot. Jamie Draisey attempted to put the pass home, but fanned on the first attempt before losing her balance and going down onto the ice. However, the puck carried on, and Estelle Ip was quick to react by collecting it from behind her before sweeping the puck home for a 3-1 lead. Oh, that's been put home, and the Storm now have a 3-1 lead, and I think it was Estelle Ip who got the finishing touch there.
Yes, it was.
They would go further ahead later in the second period when, from an offensive zone face-off, Viv McGee controlled out to Chantal Eyre, who cushioned a pass back to Jane Andrill to fire home low into the bottom corner glove side.
That was a good shot by Jane Ann there.
It was, yeah.
It got Molly right in the 5-hole. It's a dangerous spot for her.
Jane Ann drills it into the bottom of the net.
Yes, she does.
The game was made safe with 10 minutes to go when Cheong scored the goal of the game with a great individual effort, carrying the puck from behind our own net up the right wing boards before cutting inside the last defender and flicking the puck into the top corner glove side.
That one hits the back of the net, and it's Cheong with another goal. That's fantastic finish.
The Storm skating off as 5-1 winners and retaining their place in the top flight for next season. Player of the game went to Swindon goalie Miley for dealing with the sheer amount of shots she faced. 3 of the Storm goals were put top shelf, which meant she could do nothing about them. Streatham defender Cheong took home her side's award with 2 fantastic strikes, the equalising goal and a great individual effort for her side's 5th, which bookended the win. After the game, I got to chat with Joe and discuss what has been a challenging season for the South London side. But first, I spoke to Swindon's Ellie Wallace, who was very philosophical after the defeat.
We came into it knowing that it was going to be harder. I play against them all the time at Firebees, so I kind of knew the ability that they have. Great roster, so and having a few TV teammates on there as well with Jamie, so it's really nice to play her. But it's always a pleasure playing against teams like that, especially with us, like we're young and developing, so it's always a pleasure to kind of test the waters, see, and I think we've developed quite a lot, so I'm just proud of the girls for stepping up and having a go.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, TopCats are a young team, but Streatham with a lot more experience, so that's stuff that going forward the club can use, isn't it, and build on? Oh,
100%, and I think we've got 14-year-olds in that changing room who are learning so much from, obviously, players in our changing room, but also players in theirs. Like, it's amazing to watch, and I'm so proud of them, stepping up and having a go, because obviously it could be scary. I was nervous, I was really nervous going out there, but, that's how it is, and, I'm just proud of the girls.
Well, you wouldn't have known you were nervous, taking that goal in, the first minute. I mean, that was some way to start the game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I spoke to Gareth before the game, and he said just go full out, and I'm never a player to kind of shy away from it, and I was always going to try and our team is young, but it's so talented, and playing on that line with Lily and Emma Coma, we're developing and we're coming on as a line, so it's never anything individual. Like, the whole roster was incredible today, and I think maybe we kind of got ahead of ourselves after that goal, letting in the 2 goals on the power play, which is not great, but it's nice to have that lead, especially against an elite team.
It really is. You mentioned there about your line mates. We know a lot about Lily from playing in the elite with Queen Bees. Not many people know so much about Emma, but important role that she has on that line with you both, isn't it?
She's such an incredible player and personality. Honestly, if you're watching that game, she's the first full check, and she's winning pucks all over the shop. She's incredible, so it's a pleasure to play with her. Obviously, Lily, it's incredible. Queen Bees and TopCats, it's a pleasure to play with her, and I learned so much from the both of them, so it's really lovely to play with those guys.
Cheong, a big win for the Storm there, so I mean, it must be relief to know you'll be in the elite again next season.
Yes, definitely. I think after the points deduction awarded by the league this year due to a technicality, we had a lot of pressure towards the end of the season to prove that we would belong to this league, and I think the girls have really showed that we belong and that we are ready for a new season, really.
Yeah, that win against Solihull, the last game of the season, that must have given a bit of confidence coming into this game as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's even like a draw against the Queen Bees just in the lead up to that, and it kind of felt like the team had bonded really well off ice. We were just like missing that last piece in the games, and it was really nice seeing that in the build up to the last few games it really translated into results.
Yeah, looking at today's game, probably not the best to start going a goal behind in the first minute, but then you quickly equalised, which, I mean, when it came, it was really important, wasn't it?
Yes. I mean, that goal was definitely a team effort. We did a few video sessions before and looked at how, Swindon tend to score, and it was, through the screen. And so that's exactly what we did. One of our forwards screened the goalie, passed it back, and I just shot, and I didn't really do much of the work. She did all the work, so, yeah.
So a 1-0 deficit was quickly a 2-1 lead, and then Storm got a couple more edged ahead. But, I mean, that final goal, the one from you, I mean, talk us through it, because that was a thing of beauty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it was unexpected. I'd done it before, but not as cleanly. So when everything just lined up really nicely and the ice was clean, I just saw the lane to just cut in and just backhand it. I just wasn't expecting it to be just so clean end to end.
Yeah, and the reaction from the team after you'd scored,
Yes.
it said it all, really, didn't it?
Yes, they were not expecting it, and now I think I should retire on this goal, actually.
No, there's plenty of good hockey in you there, yeah, so don't even think about it. But, I mean, what does it mean for yourself and for the rest of the Storm players that knowing you'll be back in Elite next season?
It's great because Storm historically has had a lot of churn because we have a lot of international players being in London, but since COVID a lot of people have stayed, so we've been building this team up and up, so it would have been really a shame to not be in the Elite and show what we can do. Obviously Swindon are a great team and we had to show up and actually beat them today, so I'm just very excited for next season.
Saturday morning opened up with the Division 1 semi-finals. League runners-up Kingston Diamonds faced the Bristol Huskies, who finished in third. After a tentative start, both sides exchanged goals late in the first period. Kingston took the lead when Lydia Lutwich did well to force an offensive zone face-off, which saw the puck shot on net by Grace Cooper from distance. The Diamonds' defender's effort took a redirect from Mia Forbes around the crease to beat Gemma Davis in the Huskies' net.
Oh, that one's gone in. It was Lydia Lutwich who had the shot from distance.
The Huskies were back level within 2 minutes, though. From an offensive zone face-off, Anika Gall fired a shot on net, but the rebound came back out to Teryn Kula, whose shot popped up off the glove of Georgia Ashton and into the net for 1-1.
Oh, that one's deflected and gone in. So we waited all that while to get the first goal, and then we got two in as many minutes.
Diamonds went back ahead in the second period thanks to a power play. Ruby Newlands was dominant on the advantage and set up a series of good scoring chances for her teammates, only to be denied by some strong Huskies defending and equally impressive saves from Gemma Davis. Ruby's shot, though, through traffic from the point, forced a rebound from Gemma Davis, and Lizzie Saunders was right on the doorstep to put the loose puck home.
It's Ruby who gets a shot on net and it's put home. I think it was Lizzie Saunders who was there on the blocker side to put home the rebound.
A couple of minutes later and the Diamonds doubled their advantage. A clever through pass from Grace Cooper set the fast-skating Mia Forbes away and alone into the offensive zone. She had time to pick her spot and fired top shelf glove side for what was an emphatic finish.
So we'll get a break here. It's almost a 2-0. Mia Forbes will carry in, gets a shot off and scores. That was a fantastic finish by Mia Forbes and she adds to her goal tally for the season.
Kingston edged further ahead late in the second period with an almost carbon copy of their second goal. Another power play saw Ruby Newlands wasting little time getting a shot on net straight from the ensuing face-off. Mia Forbes reacted first to dig the rebound back from Gemma Davis's pads, and Lydia Lutwich came in to put the puck home into what was an almost empty net.
It's put home, it's Lydia Lutwich, and they wasted little time in converting there, all of 15 seconds. It was Mia Forbes who shuffled the puck towards the back post.
It soon became 5-1 early into the final period. Ruby Newlands did well to steal the puck back in her defensive zone before sending her line mate Lydia Lutwich away with a stretch pass that dissected the Huskies' defence.
Ruby Newlands gets the puck back once again. Stretch pass, oh, it's a perfect pass for Lydia Lutwich who split the D, she's in alone, fires and scores. And Ruby Newlands will definitely get an assist this time, but a perfectly threaded pass through to Lydia Lutwich.
Still with plenty to do, Lydia skated down the slot and fired low blocker side. 6 minutes later, the Huskies got a goal back when Ellen Pereira-Morris' hard work behind the net saw her pick out and Chilcott on the glove side to reduce the deficit to 5-2.
Shot on net from Chilcott's gone in. I didn't see how it went in because the shot was screened by Zoe Marples, but the Huskies get a goal back.
The line of Mia Forbes, Lydia Lutwich and Ruby Newlands combined for most of the Diamonds' goals, and all three were in contention for player of the game. But it deservingly went to Grace Cooper, who bossed it on the blue line, putting in a very strong defensive performance. Mila Peroni was outstanding going forward for Bristol, as she was always looking to try and get her team going. In the end, the Player of the Game award went to Anika Gall, who battled away hard tirelessly throughout. After the game, I spoke with Kingston defender and Player of the Game, Grace Cooper. But first, I spoke to Bristol player coach Becci Osman.
it was always going to be a struggle for us going into playoffs. We've lost a lot of depth between pregnancies and injuries, and yeah, it was going to be a battle whatever happened going forward. So we tried, and unfortunately it didn't go our way. So.
Diamonds got the breakthrough, but then within a minute or so, back level, and that came at a crucial time, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yes, to tie that up so quick, it makes a difference in a game. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a close game in that first period. Second was probably where the Diamonds maybe found an extra gear, and it just got away from the Huskies at that point.
Yeah, I think that's where our depth comes into place. Obviously, losing top point scorers and through pregnancy, injury, it does take its toll, and it showed today. Unfortunately, we didn't have those goal scorers to really come sort of back into the game again. So yeah, it does make a difference, and I got hurt as well, which doesn't help. Yeah. So it all a big knock-on effect, unfortunately.
Well, I hope, first of all, you're okay with your arm and you can enjoy the rest of the weekend as best you can.
Hopefully.
Kayla Poole came on in that third period. Yep. Not that Gemma wasn't playing well, because she was, but yep. It always seems to make a bit of a difference when you change goalies, and that seemed to be the case because Diamonds never scored on her.
Yeah, I'd like to say we always support whatever goalie's in net for us, but we're very privileged in Bristol that we have a lot of very good goalies and a lot of young, talented goalies coming through as well. So, but it's always been a big thing for us. We protect our goalies, whoever it is in net. So it's same for Kayla. When Gem came out, Kayla goes in. We do our job for Kayla just as much as we do for Gem. Yeah,
of course. End of the season for Huskies now. Get a chance to retool over the summer. Thoughts ahead of next season? Do you think it will be another one where you can challenge at the top?
Well, we get some players back from pregnancy and hopefully injuries back as well. So next season is going to be a push back forward, and we're going to be looking to take league title again. We taken some really big hits this year. We've lost Becci Dakova, we've lost Becky Inca, we lost Edge a couple of weeks ago, which got a busted leg, and it's just a knock-on effect big time for us. So, and you don't realise how big those players are until we come to games and you want to fall on them and they're not here to.
Diamonds player of the game, Grace Cooper. A great win for the Diamonds.
Yeah, it was a really good game. I think we played outstanding, the best we have all season throughout all three periods. I mean, the first and second, we really set the tone, but I think we dropped off a bit in the third, but we kept it in, and that was what mattered. Yeah,
you took the lead, but then Bristol come back almost straight away, so you had to do it all again. It was quite a close first period, wasn't it?
Because it's always what happens against Bristol. It's always we either start up with a lead and then they always come back. So it was like we were definitely very cautious about that happening, and came out on our side today, so it's very good, yeah.
Really strong second period from the Diamonds, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the motivation in the team was there after we came out from the first period.
A couple of power play goals as well, and started really from a shot from Ruby Newlands out wide, which was put home first, won by Lizzie Saunders, and then the second one from Lydia. So, I mean, everything was working, wasn't it? Power play was working.
Our power play was the best it's ever been today. It was amazing.
And then third period, slightly different because Bristol are chasing the game and made a change in goal. And Kayla coming on made a difference for them. Yeah. But, I mean, still, Diamonds were trying to push to get a sixth goal, weren't they?
Yeah, because after the second period, when we were all in the change room, we knew Bristol were going to come back, and they were going to come back hard. We were preparing ourselves for that, and I think we did that pretty well.
You really did. And looking at it from a personal point of view, you got player of the game, and certainly for me, very well deserved. I thought you put in a great performance on the blue, right?
Thank you.
Swindon TopCats were back in action just hours after being involved in the elite playoff game. They were embroiled in what was a close game with the Slough-based Firebees, who were missing their inspirational captain, Abby Fay. Firebees had caused Swindon problems in a double-header weekend during the regular season back in March, and they were making life equally difficult for the regular season champions in the semi-final. In a game as tight as this, it was perhaps always going to be settled by the most narrow of margins. And so it proved as the TopCats edged ahead inside the final 5 minutes of the opening period. Defender Ellie Shaw collected the puck on the edge of a face-off circle at centre ice, delayed while the traffic cleared in front of her, then showed great close control at high speed to advance up the ice and let fly with a beautiful shot that went top shelf glove side over Mackenzie McNamara. As the Firebees was trying to build something there, it's picked off by Ellie Shaw. Controls at centre red, and then will enter the offensive zone now. Gets a shot off and scores. And what a way to break this deadlock. Ellie Shaw, who strode forward from the back and picked out the top corner.
It remained a close game throughout, with a good defensive display by Sophie Games and a series of excellent saves from Mackenzie McNamara, keeping the Firebees in the contest. But the TopCats got the all-important second goal with just over 30 minutes to go in the game. A clever pass from Emma Comer along the left wing boards picked out Ellie Shaw at the high slot for her to guide the puck home low, glove side.
Ellie Shaw, as she advances towards the high slot and scores! And she's done it again. She did that in the first period and she shot again from range in the third. And she doubles the TopCats lead.
Player of the game then went to Firebees goalie Mackenzie McNamara. As we mentioned before, she faced and saved a lot of shots, while Sophie Games was also in contention for the award after she put in an excellent defensive display in front of her. Ellie Shaw was Swindon's deserved and obvious winner, with a special mention going to Zara Berwick, who played well in what was an unfamiliar forward position. Swindon were then presented with the Division 1 Championship trophy. After the game, I spoke with Firebees forward Tahlia Davidson, Wright, and Swindon defender Miley Draisey.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, whenever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members only pay a $25 copay or less. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
First of all, Tahlia, a 2-0 loss for the Firebees against Swindon, but it was a close game, wasn't it? What was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game, but I'm really proud of all the girls.
Yeah, I'd imagine you would be. A great performance, defended well, battled hard as well against what is a very strong Swindon team, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, super strong.
A lot of the players on that TopCats team you're familiar with, of course. You play alongside with the Queen Bee. So what's it like when you're coming up against teammates, knowing that you're going to have to be on the same team later on this afternoon?
Yeah, it's always fun, but what happens on the ice doesn't really matter. Come back as a team.
Yeah, I mean, not many teams have challenged the TopCats this season, but Firebees did take some points off them in Swindon. So was that a little bit of confidence going into the game, thinking, yeah, we can do this?
Yeah, absolutely. There was no doubt in our mind that we couldn't do it, and I think we really put our hearts out there.
Absolutely. Now, you've been outstanding this season. You've led the team in scoring. But today, a really strong performance as well from goalie Mackenzie McNamara.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, if we didn't have her, she's such a good goalie.
Yeah, she really is. And Sophie, I thought, played really well on defence today.
Yeah, really great. Yeah, she's always doing her best. It's really good to see.
Swindon TopCats defender, Miley Draisey. A 2-0 win for the TopCats. What was your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it was a close game. Ellie Shaw obviously sealed us the win there with her 2 goals. And, overall it was tough and looking forward to the final tomorrow. Yeah,
it was a very close game. Firebees were difficult to break down.
They were, yeah. Tahlia was obviously their star today. And, had to shut her down to cut off the offence.
Yeah, absolutely. Tahlia is one of the best players in the league. Strong performance from Mackenzie McNamara in goal as well, because a lot of the chances that TopCats generated, she was dealing with.
Yeah, she's a really good goalie. She's from Cardiff, where I'm from as well. So, yeah, she's good.
The final pitted top versus second from a regular season, and arguably the 2 best sides from the division. After a goalless opening period, the TopCats took an early lead in the second. A nice play out the corner set up Ellie Wallace, who controlled via her blade to get a shot on net. With Georgia Ashton looking to cover it up, Lily Endicott reacted quickest to squeeze the puck home.
Oh, it's in!
Oh, amazing.
2 minutes 11 in, and the TopCats convert on the power play.
They took that shot, and it was just sat out there. It's one of those positions where whenever a goalie moves, that 5-hole just slightly opens up. So it's a nice, smart positioning to try and tap that through.
Beacons forward and London Capitals coach Louise Adams with me there. Moments later, and Swindon were 2 goals to the good. Amelia Williams collected an attempted rink-wide diamonds pass and carried the puck up the right wing boards before delivering an inch-perfect centering pass for Lily Endicott to put home.
On it's in, it's Lily Endicott who drilled it into the bottom corner, and again, it was just that turnover and the TopCats pounced.
Yeah, they caught them on a nice break there.
Steering it in low, blocker side after being left alone in the low slot. The league champions looked in control, but then the last 5 minutes of the second period saw the game ignite into a classic end-to-end battle. A nice pass at the right wing boards from Mia Forbes played in Ruby Newlands, who turned one way and then the next, forcing the Swindon defender into turning her feet before firing home forehand for 2-1.
On it's in by Ruby Newlands, and that is a fantastic player, and well, that is one of the Beacons players who's not playing for Whitley today, but rifled that one home.
Soon after, the TopCats had restored their 2-goal advantage. Ellie Wallace twisted and turned out of the right wing corner before firing top shelf to put her side 3-1 ahead. The goal coming after what was 5 minutes of sustained Swindon pressure. The puck appeared to be getting away from her, but she was able to stretch for it and gather it back in for a powerful shot.
Oh, it's in by Leah Wallace, but the shot from the high slot. And that was a great finish there by Ellie Wallace.
An absolutely great finish there. I mean, that's what she can do when you put her in those dangerous areas.
Almost straight from a restart, Kingston scored again. Lydia Lutwich battled hard behind the net and was even able to get the puck on goal with an attempted wraparound. Her rebound was put home right on the doorstep by Mia Forbes, with just 56 seconds left in the period to make it a 3-2 game.
Ruby's goal would have really set up a... Oh, it's in though! Scratch that as Mia Forbes makes it a 1-goal game then, with 56 seconds left in the period. So it is going to be a 1-goal game. And this has really come to light in these last couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely it has. And I mean, what a way for Kingston to answer from that goal.
Heading into the third period, it remained a tight 1-goal game. But early into the session, the TopCats pounced again. A clearance out of a defensive zone by Amelia Williams came back off the boards and was collected by Lily Endicott. Having gone up a gear to make sure she got to a puck first, she then took it round 2 Diamonds defenders with a couple of nice drag backs before firing home top shelf glove side for a 4-2 lead with just over 2 minutes played in the third period. The goal was also Lily's hat-trick marker.
TopCats looking for that quick transition game here. It's 3-on-2 rush here. Olivia Turner can't stop Lily. She goes towards goal and scores. And to be fair, that is a fantastic finish by Lily Endicott, her second of the game. But that was a thing of beauty, and that restores the TopCats' 2-goal lead.
The TopCats clinched the game with a 5th goal soon after. Nora Egri's attempted pass out of a defensive zone was cut out by 2 Diamonds players, but in doing so they were lying prone on the ice as Nora collected the loose puck at the centre red line and went again. This time opting to go down the right wing side, passing 3 players before cutting inside a 4th and with precision control, shot short side and was able to squeeze the puck home.
Looking to get in behind Olivia Turner, went short side though, and it's gone in. It was Nora Egri who went towards net. I don't know what happened. I think maybe she might have banked it off the back of George's legs and they've gone in, but a clever piece of improvisation there.
There was a lengthy stop in play after Grace Cooper was accidentally taken out by one of her own teammates. She received treatment before leaving the ice on a stretcher, with the remaining minutes played out at an almost subdued pace. Melissa Veal of Kingston and Lily Endicott of Swindon were presented with the Player of the Game awards. As for the All-Stars, Swindon's goalie Miley Easton and forward Lily Endicott came away with 2 of the trophies. There was a strong shout for Ellie Wallace given her performances over a weekend as well, while Nora Egri is never far from contention with her unbelievable strikes. But then so many of the TopCats players deserve a mention. Emma Comer, Hannah Squance, Natalia Rolden-Merck, Erin Roach and Flo Shermer also played well over the weekend. Similarly, their blue line is equally stacked, led by the excellent Amelia Williams, Leah Wallace and Poppy Howell. In Ellie Shaw, there was certainly a contender for the Defensive All-Star Award, but I don't think anyone could argue with Kingston's Grace Cooper taking home the trophy. In what was possibly the most heartwarming moment of the weekend, Grace appeared back out onto the ice to collect her award, whilst helped by a couple of her teammates. But any fears over her injury were soon dispelled. Swindon were presented with a playoff trophy, for which Ellie Wallace carried it out towards her team. A deserved double wren for the Swindon TopCats. So, the Swindon TopCats round out what has been an impressive 2023-24 season by clinching a league and playoff double. Something tells me they will be the team to beat again next year, with Kingston challenging them once more. Next week, we have the Elite League playoffs review for you, so please make sure you look out for it. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Please make sure you're following us across all social media platforms
to keep you fully up to date with all things WNIHL.
On Facebook, follow Ice Maidens, the voice of women's ice hockey.
And check out the website at icemaidens.wordpress.com.
On Instagram and on Twitter.
You can find the podcast
at ZPG Ice Maidens.
And for YouTube,
you can subscribe to Zero Pucks Given.
Please like, follow, share and subscribe.
It all does wonders for spreading the good word
of the ZPG network.
Sports Social Podcast Network.